What are you doing? What you want to shit about? What the shit? Stop. Stop.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. Now I'm gonna call the police.
Call the police.
Call the police.
Stop.
Funny or not, she is an avatar, a physical embodiment of when power thinks it owns the room. There's a popular cultural archetype known as the Karen. She walks into a space, a store, a park, a shared environment, and behaves as though it belongs to her. She may not legally own it. She may not have built it, but in her mind, she has authority over it. She believes she has the right to define the rules. She believes she can call higher powers to enforce her preferences, and when challenged, she frames her behavior as moral necessity. The Karen mentality is not an anomaly. She is a confirmation of a national philosophy, a product of her environment, a convoluted thought process that has long affected and poisoned her community and her neighborhoods. You'll see tons of videos humorizing this immensely ruinous antisocial behavior, underestimating what the severity of this epidemic really means for them personally in the future, when everything that they hold dear, it's fatally upended, especially when you consider that the Karen psychological outlook is embedded in the power structures of the system itself. And when it goes international with its entitlement belief, you'll see very quickly how the laughter stops being funny when they realize that the Karen mentality is violent warfare incarnate. I'll explain. Let's zoom out. Replace the store with the world stage. Replace the manager with military, economic, or diplomatic leverage. Replace personal entitlement with national exceptionalism. And what emerges is a metaphor critics sometimes apply to the West and US. This comparison isn't about mockery, it's about power psychology. The Karen philosophy of ownership rests on 3 pillars. First, perceived authority over shared space.
What are you doing, Steve? What are you doing? You don't live here. What are you doing? Can you get your hands off my car, please?
No.
Please.
What are you doing?
Leave, go away.
What are you doing?
Go away.
I've been away up into Zimbabwe, you stupid little pimp! Get away from here!
The Karen sees a public space and assumes control. Similarly, critics argue the United States often treats international spaces, oceans, trade routes, financial systems, even foreign governments, as zones it has special authority to manage. From military interventions to economic sanctions, the message can appear to be, if stability is threatened, we decide how it's restored. Second, escalation to higher power. The Karen doesn't negotiate horizontally, she escalates vertically. I want to speak to the manager. On the global stage, escalation can look like mobilizing alliances, imposing sanctions, leveraging international institutions, or deploying force. When a smaller nation resists, the imbalance of power often ensures the manager answers to the superpower. Third, moral framing. Perhaps the most important parallel. The Karen rarely sees herself as selfish, she sees herself as right. She believes she is defending standards, protecting order, or correcting wrongdoing.
Great, well we've never met, so let's meet. If your cat doesn't stop pissing and eating and biting all of the things at my house when I don't own a cat and you do, I'm going to get the police involved.
Likewise, American foreign policy is frequently framed in moral language, defending democracy, protecting human rights, maintaining global stability. Whether one agrees or disagrees, the moral framing reinforces the sense of justified authority. But what happens when this philosophy runs its course? At the individual level, the Karen's behavior produces resentment. Communities begin to see her not as a protector of order, but as an aggressor claiming space that was never exclusively hers. On the international stage, prolonged intervention can generate blowback. Military involvement can destabilize regions rather than stabilize them. Sanctions can entrench hostility rather than produce reform. Regime change efforts can create power vacuums. History shows that great powers often encounter this dynamic. The British Empire believed it was civilizing the world. The Soviet Union believed it was liberating it. The Roman Empire believed it was bringing order. Each, at its height, saw its dominance as stabilizing. Each eventually faced resistance fueled not only by material grievances, but by a psychological rejection of imposed authority. The destructive aspect of ownership thinking is subtle. When a nation begins to see global systems as extensions of itself, it may lose the ability to distinguish between leadership and control. Leadership invites participation. Ownership demands compliance. Leadership builds legitimacy. Ownership relies on enforcement. Over time, enforcement erodes trust. Alliances become transactional. Influence becomes coercion. And the cost of maintaining control increases, financially, militarily, and morally. There is also an internal cost. When a society constantly assumes the role of global manager, it normalizes surveillance, military spending, and perpetual readiness for conflict. Resources shift outward. Civic attention fragments. Political discourse polarizes around foreign entanglements. Karen, when unchecked, becomes isolated. People avoid her. They comply out of fear or exhaustion, not respect. At the geopolitical level, this manifests as rising multipolar resistance. Other nations building alternative systems, trade networks, and alliances specifically to reduce dependence on a dominant power. And here lies the paradox. The more aggressive ownership is asserted, the more fragile it becomes. And this is why you see Karen's entitlement psychology and the imperialistic mentality are basically one and the same. The Karen imperialistic mindset is not grounded in reason or control. It is aggression and conflict. So, should we be shocked that there is an out-of-control war happening now? No. We see the violent actions of Karen destroying property, physical assaults on others, various types of violence follows her like a shadow. Because the Karen mentality believes it owns the very ground it walks on. There is no humor. If the Karen viewpoint is taken hold of the governmental structure itself, true stability in shared spaces, whether a neighborhood or the international order, depends not on who can call the manager fastest, but on whether participants feel they have a voice, sovereignty, and dignity.